I'm going to read from my comic novel, Pineapple. I'm going to read part of a latter chapter. It takes place in a Los Alamos beer joint called Todd's Deep End. Wait! I spy movement. Ms. Walburn raises her head from her chest. She's not dead yet. Where am I? Who? I meant, no, where? Oh, Todd's. He used to serve the best pineapple drinks. Where's Hank? Where's that Lori? Carmen reached to calm the centenarian. They'll both be back soon. Tell us a story. Story? This room spun like a planetarium, but now it's better. Get Lori and Hank back, and I'll tell about that well-endowed physicist. I mean, honey, he had a crank. Carmen gave 2 blinks. Ms. Walburn's eyes plowed until they spotted Lori outside in the rain. What's she doing? How can you let her stand there? She gets misty, looks for castles in Spain when talking about her dad. Go, give hand, Miss Walburn ordered Dave. Bring her inside. And you, Miss Walburn turned to see, get Hank. As bid, the 2 did. Now, settle for a ride, Miss Walburn said when they 4 joined in rank. 'Twas a dark and steamy night without condoms. Well, no, let me start over. The wine was red, they young, hot jazz fell upon them in silly youth. They stood certain they'd tapped life's spine. It was after the war, after the bomb. My handsome scientist had just read a paper of cinema whir. He had one big stromboli. I would have been much safer had that not been the case. No regrets, though. He's the one who helped me make my daughter. So we danced the dance, but he gets quaked by a paper from a goggle-eyed Jake named Girdle. Now, that man's mom, what do you think she thought of him and her husband with such a name? That's one hard shot straight to the heart. At least he wasn't called Bobby Bland. That paper bid a vaunt to his entire mind. That's okay. His pecker. Ms. Walburn grabbed Hank's arm and gave it the eye. Well, I won't exaggerate. A double-decker would fill the bill. Black Bishop 4 made quick to hie over and hear a crone talk so dirty. Todd, too, ambled by, spotting the old lady. This girdle paper was really flirty with multiple universes. It seemed shady, but I'm no physics whiz. Girdle claimed there were portals and edges. Star Trek! Hold your spaceships. Ms. Walburn drained her wine and never spilled one red speck. She, Chaucer's prioress, and the wife of Bath the circus rounds should make. These portals and edges could instantly form a bright, shining path to other universes, make stable wedges if one plotted the right electrons in math, I guess. Well, Oppie was busy fretting his 2 A-bombs and their nasty wrath. But Groves, a general, was always abetting a better weapon than Ivan down the block, so he bestowed my love with his very own lab. Lord above, you should have seen that man's cock and gorge when that came about. All crow, no flab. It gave a jitterbug hop. Less Ugly brought Miss Walburn wine. The sweet little thing that Blue was chatting up shook her head and sought to leave his confines. She took to the wing, just like Time, that snitty, flapping bird, to hear this old woman's story too. It seemed that each Miss Walburn word was gathering a listener or 2. Well, glory, you hear an old dame warbling of a penis, vagina, bombs, and sex. It taxes your brain. This old-timey, wrinkled, brash Venus, there flaring out sex fast as faxes, sure gave inspiration. His new lab showed stainless steel and porcelain. Walk in, all you could see was glow. Musical vibrations you'd feel as much as hear them. maybe want to pee or have sex. Then one day we lay on a table. Ooh la la, I felt absolument French. My lover was so much more than able. Him, that glow, that music made me clench. Now Strickland, young Blue, and even Boss Mo strode over. Strickland envisioned his mom. The boss thought a prima donna had let go, an aria when Miss Walburn's ooh la came on. Blue was chasing the chick with sense enough to walk away. Miss Walburn took a sip of wine and winked at Less Ugly, whose gruff, scarred face manufactured a grin. Hearts went skip. Sweet reader, look! They all stood in one hot spot. You ask, where's Hanson? Lurking the edge, his perfect slot. Worried he'll need to trot, he always faces the door. Took that pledge after C's mom tricked him into tying the knot. Let's let him quiver. Miss Walburn's cooking her stew. Oh, such a table, oh, such music. Like as not, it wouldn't have happened without that brew, for my sex gears waltzed over 40. Ooh la la, we both sang, rocking off this universe. The cool stainless steel made us go ah ha ha. Each time we churned, sudden music burst, galaxies spiraled, a star, a comet, black holes tugged, even though no human knew of them then. My moistly hot love grommet went tight until it took the whole room in. He shouted in an alien warble. I answered in that same astral tongue. When later I considered it, a garble was all I could evoke. But then a hot blue sun flashed out before my eyes. One last love spasm, and he was gone. Vanished, kaput, zero, nil. Alone atop the steel, my love chasm quivered, and felt one bit left of my hero come swimming bravely up to do what life will best will. He, I knew, had flown to that blue sun. Did happiness greet him there? Did he learn less strife? No answer. But for sure, he'd left this sparse true one universe. Poor Girdle was right. I had to sneak from the lab. I donned my man's coat and hat. They're still in the upstairs closet. Glad to leave 'em with you, Hank. The old goat. And that tale manufactures a slew of morals. A sigh left Miss Walburn's lips. Her chin gave lift. Gals, always take a raincoat with in lab. Nearby women high-five one another at that. Male strays can't always help wandering away. Forgive, but don't forget. That blue sun, which calls them, may or may not afford a better spot to live. Each male around gave grunt to hack up phlegm. Be cautious of science. It often sports traps. Some nodded, some sipped their beers, some gave itch at that. And you lovely daughters without paps, do stay brave. He might show green eyes, haircut, shave, and all intact. L and C wiped tears at that. But most important, drink up, Shriners. We're here today, mañana will be kersplat. Life's to grab. Nothing's worse, nothing's finer. The entire bar whooped and knocked their bottles at her platitude. Though late night wisdom comes cheap, that's when it's needed full throttle. So who could care if the mixage slur, a misdemeanor at worst? People may slight and mock Omer Khayyam, but note, his quotes exceed groats. My own wimp moral? 'Tis no great shock Miss Walburn garnered those drunken votes. Ah, Miss Walburn, did you just make that up for me? L asked, clear green eyes amist. Imagine, one night with Kirk, then a blast up to rotate the universe and give it a twist. Sweet reader, I leave you temporal astral bliss.